I'm Jason Rzucidlo here at the 2017 Chicago Auto Show. It's known as the nation's largest and longest running auto show with more than 1 million square feet of exhibit space. Mitsubishi showed off an all-new Outlander Sport limited edition.
One of the things that we decided to do with this car that I'm showing you today is create what we're calling a limited edition. And it's a limited edition because it's only going to be available through the course of the end of this model year. And it's really emblematic of the Mitsubishi value story. So we've taken our lowest trim level, the ES model, and then added $2,000 worth of value into it for about $1,000 more. So for a $1,000 walk from the base ES, you get to $21,995, and you get this limited edition Outlander Sport. It's kind of cool, I think you would admit, with the blackout treatment, which is its most prominent features, 18-inch wheels. And it's loaded with a lot of other features that kind of make it special for an owner. Start off right off the bat with the ES. Interior has a red stitching. We've added some additional componentry that are stitched up with a handbrake, with a steering wheel, and some aluminum pedals at the same time to kind of give it a classier look. Also, we have a audio display panel that we put in with a backup camera. Again, this is only a $1,000 walk from the base Outlander Sport, so it's really quite a value.
So Chicago Auto Show is a great place to make truck news. So right behind me is the 2017 Ram Heavy Duty Night Package. The whole blackout theme is very, very popular, and we introduced it in the Ram 1500 first. And now, because the people who have capability needs wanted a 3/4 ton and 1 ton trucks, so we introduced the 25 and 3500 Ram trucks. Blacked out grill, blacked out wheels, blacked out side step, badging with a big RAM across the back tailgate in like Arial font, 547, so everybody easy going. But the popular package works really well with the customized theme. People like customized trucks, and this worked great in the front of a dealer lot.
So how is it different from other trucks that are on the market today?
So the idea is to have something that not only looks great, but also function as well. So Ram Trucks has always had the Cummins engine, the 6.7 liter, 900 pound-feet of torque, and 31,210 pounds of towing capability. It's hard to equate that to anything. It's like 4.5, almost 5 African elephants that truck could tow. It's a lot of weight, or 125 NFL players in their gear. But the best part about the Ram 2500, it has a link coil rear suspension system that is unmatched in the industry. So a 3/4 ton truck actually rides a lot like a 1/2 ton truck. It's very nice, very comfortable. So a lot of people who use it for hauling payload and then they disconnect it to take it someplace else as a secondary vehicle aren't going to get beat up, and it's still going to handle well. The rear axle stays really placed no matter what you're doing with it.
All right, very good. What about for the interior features?
The inside, we have our brand new Uconnect system, and it's actually scored a lot of points. People like the way it works. With a Wi-Fi hotspot, voice to text, it actually, you can speak normally the way I'm talking to you right now, and it'll actually record it and turn it into a text for you, and it'll read it back to you too, so you can completely do all of that hands-free. Other features inside is a one-piece stitch dash, the seating and everything else. You get cooled seats, heated seats. There's really nothing that a luxury sedan offers over a pickup truck anymore. You can get all of those features now in a pickup.
We spotted this miniature model of downtown Detroit in the Volkswagen display. Nissan added the Titan XD King Cab pickup truck to its lineup at the Chicago Auto Show.
King Cab. Very, very proud of this King Cab. You have an opportunity to look at it. We've got one over here with the seat, and this one with the seat and the leading package. The great thing about the King Cab is that it's got a clamshell door opening with the hinge on the back door that's on the rear. It gives you 172 degrees of opening without a V-pillar. And when you scoop that front seat up, it gives you a tremendous opening and opportunity to get your gear, your cargo, both in and out of the truck, as well as several tie-down points to make sure that your cargo doesn't go flying all over creation, particularly if you're on the construction site or if you're hunting and off-road at a ranch. And then, of course, this package over here has the seat in it. And even with the seats in it, where you can carry 5 passengers, you can also fold the seats up and create a full flat space in the floor so that you can carry your cargo there as well. The last thing I want to tell you about this package that's got the seat clean is that you've got the opportunity to fold the armrest down and up so you're comfortable. If you've got 2 people, they both have an armrest, but if you really need that third person to get something done, to get your work done, wherever you may be, you can just told that armrest up, you can carry 3 grown adults comfortably. So, I also want you to check out over here, we have some lifted trucks. We put some lift kits on our trucks and we kind of trick them out ourselves. And we're working with our teams back at home to see what we can do to actually put these lift kits in our truck during the manufacturing process so we can bring them to market with lift kits already in them. We're able to do that. We will be the first OEM that's ever been able to bring a lifted kit to the marketplace from the manufacturer. So, now folks, the final thing that I want to leave you with is if we look throughout this entire showroom here, you see our 5 trucks, you see our great vans, they're all body on frame trucks, and every one of them has a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We are now legitimately in the commercial business of selling trucks and vans. I couldn't say that before because we had great van offerings, but we didn't have the trucks. Now with our 5 trucks and now with our great vans, we have a complete lineup commercial offerings for all of our business customers to take advantage of.
Yeah, this is kind of a redesigned Legacy. If you notice, the front and rear basically have both been redesigned. So it's a different grille, different lower valances, things like that, just to make it look a little bit sportier and a little bit more, I don't know, up to date. But we've done a lot of refinement for the car underneath. We've refined the suspension. We've also added some extra strengthening in the A-pillars to make the car safer. For even better crash test performance, because we want to make sure we're always top safety pick plus with this car, tops IHS. This is actually the sport version, so it's got new wheels and tires that we're offering this year. It's got a slightly changed interior. And then going to the interior, the big changes, we've redesigned the whole head unit, and it looks more like one solid piece of glass now. It's a much smoother, better integrated platform. We've improved the stereo, we've improved the navigation. We designed a lot of the things in that in the interior, make it look a little bit classier as well. And then the back end as well, we've kind of done a little bit of a redesign in the back end with the taillights and then also the lower valance here. Once again, just kind of make sure the car is staying sharp. We just introduced it 2 years ago, so we're pretty excited by its performance so far.
Very good. Can you talk about the engine and the horsepower?
Yes, this car has got 170 horsepower, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, and we've refined the way it drives this year. We've modified the ECU and the throttle. We've made it a little bit better on throttle tip-in. Then, of course, we do offer also the 3.6 6-cylinder, and both of those are obviously boxer engines with our standard all-wheel drive.
General Motors President Dan Ammann addressed the Economic Club of Chicago. He described his ride in an autonomous Chevrolet Bolt EV in downtown San Francisco.
Last month, I showed video footage to investors of a ride I took with our cruise automation team in an autonomous Bolt EV in San Francisco. Today, with all of you, I would like to share more of our progress. I'm going to show you a time-lapse video of a 23-minute drive, so it's not going to take 23 minutes to go through, on public streets in a very complex driving environment. This drive, as you will see, was done with 0 driver takeovers, and you'll be able to see that by watching footage of the steering wheel in the lower left corner. So pay special attention to a couple things in the video. You can look out for them. The Bolt AV navigates through several construction zones. Keep in mind the complexity of managing that in an ever-changing construction landscape. You'll see a pedestrian during the drive who jaywalks safely, thanks to the technology in the car. And a few minutes in, you'll see an intersection where we're behind a vehicle waiting to make a left turn and another car cuts in front of us, but the autonomous vehicle navigates all of that fully safely. You'll also see a biker who cuts us off, and you'll see a double parked truck that we navigate our way around. So that's all normal, everyday activity on the streets of San Francisco. We couldn't reach the level of competency that you will see in this footage in such complicated situations if we were testing just in a suburban environment or if we were testing just on our proving grounds. So let's take a minute now and take a look at this video. Here in Illinois, a bipartisan group of lawmakers in Springfield is working on legislation to make the deployment of self-driving cars a reality in this city and in the state. We're encouraged by the work of Senators Sandoval, Harmon, and McConaughey, as well as Representatives Zaleski and Demmer. We look forward to working with local governments to deploy self-driving cars in the safest way possible. In addition to advancing safety, self-driving cars have the potential to reduce congestion, supplement Chicago's public transit system, provide connectivity between downtown and the suburbs, and facilitate a system of doorstep-to-doorstep mobility for elderly and disabled residents.
You'll have your chance to check out all of the hot new cars here at the Chicago Auto Show when it opens to the public on February 11th and runs up until the 20th. Reporting from inside McCormick Place in Chicago, I'm Jason Rzucidlo for AmericaJR.com.